Warning: the following video is extremely disturbing. You've been warned.
What, that her parents went on holiday?
That week, yeah, was around like the same month as when it would have been if she calculated it from how many months that, you know, the doctor had said.
But we all know this, guys. When the doctors tell you, they don't go, I'm really sorry, but you're going to be on the 17th of September at 4:20. You know, the doctors give you a time scale to say you could have anything between 1 hour and, 2 weeks. You could have anything between, Gio's got a really rare disease that could be any time. She's just living her life, but to say it's going to happen when her parents went on holiday. Thank you for the roses and the heart maze. It's a little bit weird, not going to lie. Because as if her parents would go, well, do you know what? Our child's due to our child's due to go to the pearly gates that week, but it's all right because we'll go to Tenerife. We'll go to Tenerife.
Yeah.
And
leave her with no carers, no emergency plan. That's just nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I'll send them through with the money and everything else and all the other things.
Excellent. I appreciate that. But apparently if they've gone to Tenerife, she's gone to 11 Reef. But yeah, please, absolutely. It is me you're sending it to. And I do apologise because I saw you in the chat and then I was like, but which? There's so many Jesses, see? And I was like,
no, I know there is a lot.
Which one is it? But she said she messaged you at lunchtime while I was speaking to her. So yeah, send it through to me.
Yeah. Okay, Jock, I will do.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you want me to kick you out, or do you want to sit there? It doesn't matter. Either me.
I'll stay because if there's something else, I'll stay. I'll just mute myself.
You can stay there a minute. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at me videos. Right. I was sent these yesterday. Now I have to have my phone with it because the person. Some of the messages I get, seriously. Right. The person that sent these has done a little commentary with them, which I found absolutely hilarious. Right, the first one is going to be... Oh, none of those pictures look like that one. Oh, it is this one. Right, okay, is this one. It says, from today, when scoots up the bed with her legs crossed, they say crossed. When I do it, the ankles and legs have to be pulled back up because if you're paralysed, you can't engage the muscles to keep them crossed. Now, caveat always with this, right? Everyone has a different form of, moderate, severe, whatever. Some people that are paralysed due to different conditions can move a bit, muscles twitch or whatever, okay? But bearing in mind, she is the worst of the worst of the worst. The worst. I feel like these lives aren't productive. Yes, I feel like these lives aren't productive. Yes, she claims she's not unwell like she claims. But I think she is. Okay. All right. Someone want to reply to that for me? Well, if you don't feel it's productive, please don't come in. We're just doing factual information. What she says, what she hasn't. Kay has stated before... No, Megan, it didn't make sense, love. I'm sorry. In a different way. But I think she is in a different way. Megan. I'm just going to address Megan. We have been told by the police that, yes, she is mentally unwell. She can't be charged for what she did to my friend Gio because of her mental health. However, they have told us to warn people by social media so people do not get sucked in anymore. Her parents had a meeting and they were told to stop her doing what she's doing and get her off social media. She hasn't. So we're escalating it. And I'm going to do it until she gets the help she needs. She needs help. It's no life to be sat on TikTok doing the things that she's doing. No, Shanice, she can't for this one. Okay, Megan, and that's why, as I said, stick around. This is just a factual live. It's not hate. I'm just going, this is what she said, so that when people go in her lives, they go, oh, yeah, do you know what? This is the girl that said this, but actually it's not. So, yeah. Honestly, Megan's obviously not been in before, and obviously we've heard videos of John saying that we're doing... What did she do to my friend? Chronic Nomad. How about she told her she was end of life and she needed some stuff and there was lots of money involved and supplies. How about that? We'll just sum it up that. Actually, if you go on to YouTube, you will see Georgie's story on there, so she doesn't have to keep doing it. Nowhere is Megan. I want her to get help. I want her safeguarded. But I also want everyone else safeguarded.
Sal, I'm happy to talk about it.
Right, Chronic Nomad, we'll have a quick recap from Geo. Just for anybody that's new into this live, this is why I'm involved. Geo is my adopted daughter. I've looked after her. We've been close now for 3 years, haven't we? So take it away, Geo.
Where do you start? So I ended up being diagnosed in October of 2022 with a unique, rarest form of a rare disease. I'm the only person that lives with the disease that I have in the entire world. And they gave me no more than an hour to live. And they couldn't tell me how long it was going to be. So my life crashed. My life crashed massively. I was only 33 years old. It completely fell apart. And I suppose unconsciously, I went looking on TikTok for somebody that understood how traumatic and how it can affect your life, being told you're terminal and no one can help you. And funny enough, I come across Kirsten. At that time, Kirsten was saying how she was terminally ill and end-of-life care. And people have to understand about me is I know I can't save me. There is no treatment. There is no nothing. I can die within a minute, in the next minute, the next hour, the next day. It will just happen, and that is the end of that. Nobody can stop it. However, for Kirsten, I really wanted to save her. I can't save me, so I wanted to save someone else. And our friendship, I suppose, was built. I never really spoke about how I felt, like how poorly I was. I never spoke about my disease because I didn't need to do that. I just wanted to be around someone that knew how devastating it is and how dark and how painful it is to be told you're terminal, out of the blue, out of nowhere. So during my time with Kirsten over the last 20 months, there was a lot of back and forth with messages, and she wasn't getting the medical supplies that she needed. I believed every single word the girl said, and I cared a hell of a lot about her, and still do. Sadly, I cannot sit here and be disrespectful or hateful towards Kirsten because, and that's just me as a person. So as time went on, obviously Sal's already mentioned it, about sending her money. I didn't even find out till yesterday what the money was for. I sent her medical supplies because I'm a tubie. Everything is delivered into my system via a tube and pumps. So I sent her giving sets and syringes and tubes, and I tried to help her, Libras, everything I possibly could do to keep this girl alive, I did. And I did it from a very good place in my heart because I wanted to save her. Anyway, I then turned to Sal and Lou, my alien parents, about 7.5 weeks ago now, through a message, and I said, I need some advice. I need some ideas. I've saved a lot of money up. I want to do something nice for a terminal girl on TikTok. Because all I was ever told, and all I've ever been told since in the last 20 months is, go and make memories. Because that's the only thing you leave behind in this world. Go and make memories. So I thought, well, I can do something for her and her family. And I saved up a lot of money, and I wanted some advice and some ideas of how to do something really nice for Kirsten. It was the text message with Sal and Lou was met with, what is she called? And I was like, Kirsten. And they were like, is it KiKi? And I was like, no, because I didn't know her as that. And they were like, what's her name? And I was like, Kirsten Cunningham. And that was met with, we need to talk. Now, at the time, I had selective mutism, really, really struggled with it, so didn't really talk much anyway. It was very few people. So we ended up in a conversation that, because I have autism and because I have nerve brain damage from my terminal disease, it took 6 weeks, and it was possibly the most heartbreaking 6 weeks we've had as our alien family, because they had to bit by bit explain to me that none of this was real. Now, I found it really hard to let go that she wasn't terminal, because she was just like me. She was in this big wide world at such a young age with a terminal disease, having no idea how long she had left to live. And if I let go of that, that meant I was alone with all these big feelings of staring death in the face every single moment of every single day and being a ticking time bomb. So I found that extremely difficult to accept. There was other things I could accept. However, it's been an extreme process. In the mix of all that, she affected me, I suppose, mentally quite badly. It's no secret that I have diabulimia, ARFIDs. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and it's only been in the last few days that I've been quite honest that she told me I was fat and to stop taking insulin. So me being me, listened to Kirsten, and I restricted feeds and insulin and have become seriously unwell and in hospital because of the behaviour. So obviously then we reached out to the police. Have I missed anything, Sal?
No,
because I'm not...
No, because someone's in the comments, like, apparently Reddit threads are like, we wouldn't know this information from the police. But would you like to explain why we know the information from the police? Okay,
so we went to the police. I went to my own force. It got straight passed down to her force. And the OIC was absolutely amazing, the first OIC, and he was like, right, what we're going to do. He explained that it was...
That's officer in charge, sorry, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, officer in charge. So then what he wanted to... He labelled it, it was crimed as extortion by deception. Obviously, I can prove everything that went on with me and Kirsten and can give them evidence. And what he wanted to do, and I can be completely open about this, what the plan was for them to get her medical records to see what she's actually diagnosed with, and to then have a meeting with...
Right. I've got to get the door.
Yeah, I'm good.
No one's here.
To then have a meeting with parents to sit down and work out where we go from here to stop this happening to other people. The officer in charge went off on annual leave for a week and was going to contact me when he got back. However, it was then passed to somebody else while he wasn't there. And they didn't go along the same line. There was a meeting held, and I was told at first it was with agencies. Now, I couldn't sit with this because I was like, okay, well, you're filing it for what reason? What reason are you filing this for when there is so much evidence? I then escalated it further because I wasn't happy with the response I got, because as a victim of Kirsten's, I have the right to know this. I'm aware of the law and what my rights are as a victim. So I then escalated it to a sergeant ran me, and he actually had an in-depth conversation with me of, we had a meeting, it wasn't with agencies, it's with her parents. This is what her dad was told. We've seen Kirsten's bank statements. I went, well, you didn't get the evidence off me because it was left with the officer in charge. You know, it's not going through her bank, it's going through PayPal, Amazon, it's going to her door. So it was left with, you know, we've got to give... what I did say to him is, you can't tell me she's terminal. And he went, no, I can't. So that really crashed my world a bit, because for 20 months I had an ally in the terminal world that understood me, and all of a sudden I didn't. So I said to him, well, what are you going to do? While you understand you want to protect her mental health and you didn't have the meeting with her, what about all the other people that are affected by this girl and that will become potential victims? I said, because you cannot tell me we're not victims. And he went, no, I can't. He explained that to get it through to the Crown Prosecution Service, they wouldn't touch it because of how mentally unwell she is and the few medical disorders she has, not the long list she's talking about. I said, listen, I don't need you to tell me information about Kirsten. What I need to know is what we do going forward, because this is so much bigger than just me in this. You know, I was aware of a few other people at that time. So he said to me, you know, social media has power. Because I said, well, what about all the other people and the potential victims? Is it just going to keep going on and on and on if someone doesn't stop this behaviour? And she's going to harm herself. You know, she is going to unalive herself. I said, and now I've said that and it's recorded on a call. It's on you if this happens. So we went from filing the case to it still being an open investigation, purely on the fact of I keep pushing it and I've reported it higher up now. I won't let this go because so many people have come forward. So then I said, well, he told me when I said, you know, what about all these other vulnerable people? He said, well, social media has power. And I was like, okay. He was like, can you warn people, please? And I went, well, it'll be very difficult because you've got the Kirsten team and you've got other people that are coming forward all the time. So, how are you asking us to do that? Like, how does that work? I said, we will stay extremely factual, but I care about her. I said, I'm not going to sit here and rip her apart. You know, I have to stand on my own morals. I don't care what someone's done to me. Yes, I don't like her behaviour and I don't like what she's doing, but everyone is born okay. And something's obviously happened in her life for her to get to this point. I won't slate her. I won't allow anyone to slate her because she's still a person. Good or bad, she's still a person. And there's clearly something very wrong. So I have to be very factual and respectful of Kirsten and Mod and all the people that keep coming forward. So that is pretty much my story with Kirsten. Is started 20 months ago because she was terminal. And I'm still trying to understand that she's not, because my brain doesn't process typically as fast as everybody else because of my autism and because of my brain nerve damage.
I just want to say, Gio, you're really brave for sharing your story. You were, in my opinion anyway, and I'm sure everyone else agrees with me here, that you were the worst affected by her actions. And
not so much. The thing is, while I understand everyone's been affected, I will never compare my trauma to somebody else's because what they went through is so personal to them. So, you know, for me, it was more, I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about any of that. That does not matter to me at all. Like Sal will say to you, Georgie doesn't care about that. And I don't. You know, the girl wanted something that I had and I gave it to her because, you know, she needed it. And that's what she felt she needed at the time. I didn't ask questions. You know, I was just like, okay, if that makes you happy, because money doesn't make me happy. It can't save me. It can't cure me. So what's the point in keeping something that you're never going to take with you? You don't need it. And I don't need it. It doesn't make me happy. So if it's going to make someone else happy, then absolutely you can have it. I don't mind that. For me, it was more the emotional. It was more the emotional of.
I needed to make sure I got the delivery.
It was more the emotional part of finding out that this girl wasn't actually as unwell as she said. Like, I know people are saying in the comments, well, is she not sick at all? I do believe she has, and people may disagree with me. I do believe that she has some physical health. However, I am now aware it's not as devastating as what it was made out. And that, for me, has been the hardest part of why does somebody want to be sick when I would give anything to have my life back. I would have, like, when I was diagnosed, it changed my entire life. Like, I lost everything and had to try and rebuild with Sal and Lou's help something. Like, for somebody to want to be unwell, I find a really difficult concept, because I would honestly walk with the devil just to have my life back and not feel like a constant ticking time bomb of, when is it going to happen? Is it the next minute? Is it the next hour? You know, to live with a terminal status so young, with a disease nobody can do anything about because they don't know it and they don't understand the disease and they're learning from me, is really difficult. So it was more the emotional effect she had on me and the devastating effect she had on my health in turn.
Also, you don't really trust people. I think that was a big thing for you.
Yeah.
It took you ages to trust us.
Yeah.
Some strangers, and you put your trust in other people, and obviously you've been let down.
I remember us talking about this in the early days, Sal, when you were starting, like, I think it was in the first couple of days. And I honestly, like, Sal and Lou have known me for 3 years now. They've been through the whole terminal diagnosis with me. They've watched my decline in my health. You know, we've met each other in real life. I sat with all my medical records showing them my diagnoses, because I was like, well, if she's not been truthful, who's going to believe me? Like, I am actually sick, you know. It's really hard to explain. That is something I have to live with for the rest of my life, because this disease will take me. And that is what I'm faced with. But I just thought I had someone that understood. I mean, to be fair, we didn't even talk about the terminal status. But she knew. Even though I now know she didn't. And I was very, very sucked in and, I suppose, manipulated, because all I ever wanted to do was save her, because I can't save myself. So it affected me mentally, because I was like, now I don't know what to do. I've spent 20 months, and the only bit of anger I have is 20 months of my life that I am living on borrowed time. I can die at any moment. And I gave her 20 months of my life instead of giving it to somebody that actually I could have made memories with. I could have left something behind in them 20 months. I could have made so many people smile. And she took them 20 months of my life. And that's the part that guts me the most about all this, is I don't get them 20 months back, and I may not have 20 more months to come. And that's my reality. So that's the only bit that really, really affected me. And that really turned it very mental and emotional for me, was I don't have time to waste. At the moment I was diagnosed, the day I was diagnosed, I went, okay, well, if I can make one person smile every day, my time here has been well spent. But actually I threw it into a person that I believe was terminally ill, and she drained 20 months from me. It's not about anything else for me. Time is all I have left. Like, I don't have a lot of it. If we're being realistic here, I don't have a lot of it. But she took 20 months away from the time I could have spent with my nieces and nephews and my family and Sal and Lou. And I don't get that back. And I don't know how many more months I've got. So that's the bit that will always hurt. Nothing else really does for me. I don't care about any of the other materialistic shit, because the most important thing to me at the moment and in my life where I am is time, because I don't know how much is left.
So can I just hang on, I just want to clarify something, because everyone's going, how do we know what about the police? As a victim of a crime, you are fed back from the officer in charge what has happened with your crime. Obviously they could not prosecute due to her mental health, so they had an obligation to tell Gio what was agreed, and this is what's agreed. So it's nothing that they're breaching confidentiality or anything like that. Gio is a victim of crime. She was told that. She is a victim of crime, but she cannot get justice. So to be fair, this is supposed to be restorative justice, that meeting. You get your daughter offline, you get your daughter help so she can't hurt anybody else. Yeah, that was what was agreed. That's nothing that's secret. That's, you know, and so Gio did say, what can I do? What can I do? I don't want other people doing this. I can't, you know, I can't save myself, but can I save others? And so she was told to use social media as the power to get it out there so other people aren't duped like Gio has been done. So this is why we thought, me and Gio thought, we'll go on, didn't we, that Sunday? We'll go on, we'll say it how it is. We'll probably have about, maybe if we're lucky, 50 people in the room. We'll tell them your story, Gio. Maybe some more people. We knew some more people were affected. We knew like Emily and that were affected. So we just thought, you know, we'll just put it just put it out there. And it has just become all encompassing, and we've just agreed between us, as hard as this is, and we could do better shit. John, you're right. I could be watching Deadpool versus Wolverine and eating nachos. I much would prefer to do that, but
not nachos. It makes you sick.
It did make me sick. But to be fair, like, my conscience won't let me. I won't stop until he does what he says, or as we are doing now, we're asking for all your evidence. We are cataloguing it. We are putting it above the local police station because it is a small police station. We're putting it above the local police station. We've gone to the Independent Police Commission, and we want all of your crimes, because we've had people turn around and say, well, I was just told it was I gave her a gift, so I can't do anything about it. That's not true. These people are vulnerable people. She deliberately targets the chronically ill, the people with chronically disabled children. You know, it isn't just a case of you went, oh, do you know what? I really fancy buying that girl who sat there with those tubes up her nose a pair of pyjamas. You know, she plays it as in her family, not necessarily her dad, but certainly her mum don't care, and she hasn't got any money. So, no, he hasn't yet, Hattie the Patty. You know, so, and then also more people have come forward going, this happened, and I was actually questioned by the police because she turned it against me, and you know, I didn't think anyone would believe me. And that's given those people strength to go through and do what they needed to do. It wasn't them. It wasn't their fault. And we won't stop, will we, Gio? We won't stop until she's off, got the help that she needs, and you lot are safeguarded.
I still very much want to help her. It's just that it's took a different turn now, where I wanted to save her and I really wanted to help her. But actually, I've realised through all of this and through the constant 6 weeks of Sal and Lou trying to help me see what was going on, that I can't help her in the way that I was doing. So now I have to try and help her in a different way, because I still care about this girl. No matter what she does, I'm still going to care. Now my thought process is very much changed of, she took 20 months of my life. Now I will give the rest of my life, of however long that will be, to the victims of Kirsten, to protect them, to get them justice. Because time is precious. She took 20 months. Now I'll give it to the people that are affected, because I don't want anyone to feel like I do. You know, after finding out, it's nearly 8 weeks now, and I'm still so cut up about it, my behaviours and the impact she's had on...
It's devastating, isn't it? It's devastating.
Yeah.
Let's put it... How many times...
Georgie,
like, we've been in
can
the
I
hospital.
say something, darling?
Yeah.
So, I've been trying to get this girl help since 2017. This is how long I've been dealing with her. And over the years, I've come to realise that her consuming everything we do is unhealthy.
Yep.
You know, I'm palliative, I'm not end of life, so I cannot empathise with where you are. But please, don't waste all your time on this woman. I know you care about her, as do we. I'm a mother. This is the reason why I carry on, because I wouldn't want my child to be in this situation. And she needs help. But I do want to say to everyone, please put yourselves first before anybody.
Like, don't get me wrong, I go and make memories.
I'll just say something, sorry. Your story is so inspirational and emotional and sad at the same time. You spent 20 months trying to save someone that didn't want to be saved. She is all about attention seeking and, oh, look at me, I'm the illest person in the world, no one can be iller than me. You did everything you could to try and save a person that didn't want to be saved, and you spent 20 months of your life trying to do that. Please do not waste any more of your time on that girl. Please just use your time now to focus on the people that love you and who you love back. And your family and your friends. Do not waste any more time on that girl, darling.
Like I am doing, but now I can't have anyone feeling the way that I feel.
I get that, sweetheart, and I understand that. I understand
turn it
that.
on its head and go, okay, I will now be here for the victims of Kirsten.
That's what you need to do, but don't waste your time on her. Your voice needs to be spoken every single day. And even if she is listening, I don't care if she's listening, her mod's listening, her dad's listening, no more time needs to be spent on that girl. For the victims, yes. For people that are in her life needs to listen to your story, and everyone needs to get out of her lives.
I don't go in her lives, and the thing is, we can't make people see what's happening. I mean, for me, it took 6 weeks of constant phone calls and messages, and, you know, I am not knocking anybody that is still sat over there, because it's like having a DV relationship. When you're so sucked in and manipulated, you will find your way out when you're ready. But I sat for 6 weeks going, no, but this is true. Why are you saying this to me? That isn't true what you're saying. I picked holes in everything. And I'm pretty sure for Sal and Lou, it was so fucking frustrating, because they loved me and they just wanted to protect me. And everything they said, I came back with something to explain why she was doing it, or that it wasn't true what they were saying. It's very hard. So I'm not asking anybody to walk away from Kirsten. I'm not asking them to do that. That is not up to me as adults and as a person. That's completely up to them. All I'm asking you to do is just hear what we're saying and do as you please with it. Just be respectful to Kirsten and be respectful to us. I'm not asking anyone to go at Kirsten. I'm not asking anybody to walk away and chuck the towel in, you know, where Kirsten's concerned. I just don't want you to lose 20 months of your life when time is all you have in this world. You're here for a second. That is it. So
you are the bravest girl. You're the bravest girl I know. Honestly, you really are, and you're just amazing. Honestly, and your story needs to be heard every single day. And you're just
Sally,
you're just inspirational to everybody.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
I know, obviously, everybody's frustrated and everybody's angry. But saying things like attention seeker, she's mentally unwell. She is unwell.
Is that in the comments?
Yeah, it's been in the comments and it's been said. But
yeah, can we
I'm not sticking up for her
we
at all, because this girl has caused me damage. Yeah. But she is mentally unwell.
Absolutely, agree.
I can't walk away. I can't walk away from this anymore. I'm very much in it. However, all I ask, and if anything you take from what I said, please be respectful to Kirsten. Please be respectful to her mods. And please to be respectful over here, because we all have our own story, just as Kirsten has her own story. Whether that is the truth that you see or whether it's manipulated, she is still a person. And I don't want her to get hate. We will work in the background as we are, and we will do everything we can to stop more people being harmed. That's literally all we can do. We're progressing this case as fast and as quick as we can with everybody that is involved, because I never knew it would be this big. I'm still trying to accept it's this big, because all I did nearly 8 weeks ago is send a text to Sal and Lou and said, can you give me some ideas of what to do for memories for a family of a terminally ill girl? That is all I said. And now we're here eight weeks later, and I'm like, how the fuck has this happened? Like, why has this happened? I'm not going to be able to comprehend what is going on. However, that won't stop me being here for people and trying to get them a bit more safe.
I would have been respectful to them, I really would have, until they turned around and told me that my son would have been better off without me if I'd have died from my brain condition that I've got, and that I didn't deserve to have children. I really would have, until that, no.
I'm not asking
I'm
you not
discrediting
to be angry.
anybody, but I am saying what she's doing is it's clearly she's not well, because no person of sane mind would do what she's doing. Although she's hurt many people in the process, myself included. She's made comments about my child and myself over the years, but she is clearly mentally unwell, because no sane person or person in their right thinking of mind would do what she's doing.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not saying that she isn't ill. I get that, and I get that she's got mental health problems, and I get that she is very, very ill. But the way that she speaks to people, you know, the way that she told me that I should die from a brain condition and my son should be better off without me, and whoa, like, do you know what I mean? But I get that she's unstable, but she needs help. She does need help. And I think what Sally's doing every day, coming up here and talking about it, and Gio telling her story every single day, I think that's the way that we need to drum it into her that she does need psychiatric help. She does, honestly. She really does.
And I think I know that's our aim, is to get her off the platform, get her the appropriate help that she needs, and hopefully she can live a better life.
Can I address a comment in the comment as well? That's like saying a psychopath killed because he's ill. Where does it stop? Nina, just in the same instance, you know, we are not the professionals. She needs help. She needs to see the professionals, and that is for assessments to be made. We are aware that she is mentally unwell. We were told that. That's why she couldn't be prosecuted for the crime that happened against Gio. But as I say, that is for the services, not for us to decide. We just want her to get help, to have some kind of life, not an existence, and to safeguard other people from being in the same boat that Gio is in, and other people. Gio's not the only one. There is a lot of people out there that we are dealing with. No, I know. Yeah.
Nobody's dismissing what she has done. No. Nobody. There's no excuse. It is literally, there's no excuse, not even for her mental health. But what we are saying is our aim is to get her help, to stop her hurting more people and doing more criminal activity.
Exactly.
The proper help.
She's going around, the fact that she's going around telling people that when people tell her what the medical conditions are, and she's telling people that they're on the wrong medication, you know, and if she's going around telling people that and they believe her and they stop taking their medication, it's dangerous. She told me that I was on the wrong medication for my brain condition. Now, luckily, I'm clued up enough to know that I'm on the right medication. But for somebody else to go into her life and for them to tell them what their what their medical condition is, and for her to say that to somebody that is not as clued up as me, unfortunately, and they stop taking their medication, it's dangerous for somebody to do that. And that we need her stopped. She can't go around telling people that they're on the wrong medication when the doctors have given her the doctors have given that medication for the medical conditions they've got. You know?
So just to let you know, I have put it in the comments, we are screen recording these lives for evidence. Everyone should be aware by now that comes into this live, we are screen recorded. So please, if you come into the box, be aware that you will be screen recorded. So don't say anything that could put yourself in any kind of trouble as well. Like personal details. Ah, the adopted daughter has brought me a brew. Thank you. Another adopted daughter. My Smurf adopted daughter. Also, I'm sure they're screen recording. They have mods that come in it and are screen recording also. So should we watch some more evidence? We went off track a bit. Should we watch some more evidence? Right, bear with. So again, this live is not a hate live. It's an awareness live. I'm bringing you facts. You see the evidence. You decide. I'm not here to tell you who you should or you shouldn't, but I want people to have their eyes wide open when they engage with this creator until she is taken for some help. So I am safeguarding others, and also in the process we are actually safeguarding her, because she needs to be off. Okay, some more evidence. So we were about to do this video. So as I said to you before, I've got some comments here. I did say, so this is actually her moving her legs. Now, she has said she is paralysed from the waist down. This is no relation to any other person that is paralysed, because there's a number of reasons you could have paralysed legs. You could have some mobility. You could have some muscles working. You could have a brain injury. You could have FND. You could have, there's a number of seizures that you can have. But let's bear in mind, she has said she is paralysed from the waist down. She cannot see her feet, feel her feet, see her feet, feel her feet. Somebody can wash her while she's asleep and she doesn't feel anything. She has got nada. Okay, that's what she says. Bear with sound. Let me make it a bit bigger for you, because I am obviously, when I have the boxes open, I do have a limited space. So let's try and make it a bit bigger for you. All I'm going to say is watch the legs. Okay. Her leg actually went before the hand.
Oh, Jesus, 1 second.
And she used...
It's only because I've literally got a catheter bag attached to it.
Okay, can we just go back to that bit there? The way that she hotched herself back is not using upper body strength. Because look at her muscle tone in her arms. We saw some people that were wheelchair users, and they have a lot. And I said to you myself, my best friend is a amputee, and she has muscles that you and I don't have, right? Because she has been using upper body strength, because she has no lower limb. So you can see there, look at the lifting from the legs there, guys, and pushing from the feet. Okay.
It's only because I've literally got a catheter bag attached to it. But it's because they have different attachments. I use catheter bags for the attachment to drain, but yeah.
Legs went again there.
Oh, I really don't know, lovely. They are silly, Sasha, they are.
Okay. Does anyone want me to play that again? Heather, could you see that? Emily, do you want me to play again?
Yep, I've seen it.
So we can see there that she is using it's almost like when you've got weight on your feet to push. Yeah, it's almost like you have got, and it's not the fact that she said, you can see it there, transference of weight. Like she could be in the Paralympics if she had that movement with just her upper body. She is pushing back. She would be dragging him, absolutely. And as I say, this is no reflection on any other person that has like what do you call it when you're I'm trying to shorten it, like be paralyzed, because there is many different reasons, you know, and there is also like everything, moderate, mild, severe. But she has said she is the worst of the worst of the worst. She cannot feel her legs, her feet at all. Someone could wash her and she wouldn't know, but you can see that shift. There's no way you can do that. I mean, what's his face? Who was the guy on the pummel horse? He could probably do that. The pommel horse guy, whatever his name is, the one that just missed, I can't remember his name. But like Paralympic athletes could possibly do that as gymnasts, but you know, after a lot of physio, she doesn't have any physio. Okay, she doesn't have any physio.
And as an ex-gymnast, she'd have very, very pronounced upper muscles on her shoulders and her upper arms, as well as her chest area.
Hayley, I always make her dance because I have to keep myself entertained. So, okay, that was that one. That's that video, okay? So, again, just debunking. All it is, she says she's severely paralysed. She literally feels nothing from the waist down. People can do personal care and she cannot feel it. So, if she has that, as you say, she would have very wasted muscles. She hasn't walked for 2 years. And yeah, absolutely. I think we might have some people that want to say something. Let's have a look. Hello, Kylie, and hello, Kirsty Shemaine Bow.
Hi.
Hello. What did you like to say?
So I've got some, I would say, some reasonable experience. I used to be a domiciliary carer, so for people who don't know what that is, I used to go house to house to help the elderly and the disabled with their personal care, with transferring, getting them up the bed, assisting getting them up the bed, etc., etc. Now, in my experience, which is to say, for 4.5 years, I was also training to be a student nurse for 3 years prior to that, but had to stop for other reasons. So, in my experience, the way her leg, a bit before the part that's playing, the way her leg was up, sort of being, do you know what I mean? So it was like bent up and you could see her knee in frame.
Hang on.
With the level of paralysis that she claims to have had, unless that was being unless that leg was being physically held, that would not be possible. With the level of paralysis she states that she has, the leg would just flop back down and would have to be physically supported. It wouldn't go up like that. It would have to be held or something underneath
the hip
it.
Muscles use it to.
There's no hip muscles or ligaments or anything that's able to hold it up. The other thing is the shoulder, the biceps, triceps, and trapeze. The traps that she's got are nowhere near big enough to be fully weight bearing the whole bottom half of her body.
So she's fully lifted there. Her bottom is fully lifted.
Her bottom is absolutely off the bed, and that is not being supported by her arms. I refuse to believe that, I'm afraid, because they're not tense enough. The trapezius are not prominent enough.
Look,
it's not possible.
She says you can do that movement by just using her sock. The weight of
no.
The weight of a human leg.
Yeah, the weight of the human leg. Okay, you can potentially move your leg by the sock, absolutely, but her hip would still not be strong enough to hold that leg upright. It would slide it against the bed rather than being up off of the bed. It wouldn't happen.
And it would slide outwards. I only know because of my boy's hip surgery, and he's not paralysed.
Yeah, so the leg would.
Yeah.
The knee would be on the bed, being slid up, so that she would basically be sliding her foot up to her bum with nothing in the way.
I just want to add in, as someone whose hips dislocate on a daily basis and my knees pop out as well, I've got like very well defined arms to the point where like my other half is a chef and me and him can arm wrestle, and I put up a really good fight with him while I'm arm wrestling with him because my arm muscles are hench, because I have to use my arms to lift myself up and move myself about quite regularly. And you can see in my arms when I'm engaging those muscles, you can see when those muscles are being contracted and when they are being used. And you can see her arms very clearly in that video, and those muscles are not being engaged at all.
Absolutely not engaged, no way. The shoulder muscles, the back, the muscles have got along the back, the muscles on her arms, even her chest muscles, they would all be being engaged if she was lifting her whole body weight just on her arms. Yeah. And that's not what's happening in this video.
Yeah, I mean, my son's got more muscles than that, yet he needs assistance in everything he does.
Yeah. Exactly. And my daughter's also got hypermobility, potentially EDS. If she was to slide her legs the way that you would need to move up like that, her hips would pop out.
Mine pop
100%.
out. And I've had a bilateral release, so my knees don't pop out anymore. But yeah, can I go? You put your left leg in, your left leg out.
If I start singing that tonight, I'll blame you.
All about you do the hooky cookie and you turn around. That's what it's all about. I'm so sorry because sometimes
That's it. That's going to be an earworm now. All I'm going to hear all day is the hokey cokey.
Don't worry, it was Agadoo yesterday.
Me singing that,
Agadoo.
Blame Sally.
All day I had Agadoo stuck in my fecking head because of Sally. It was just stuck. Just this little brain worm sat there repeating itself over and over again.
Do you enjoy doing this to people, Sally? Is that what it is? You enjoy just having like these little songs stuck in everybody's head?
Heather's got Tourette's and I feed Heather things to say because I'm cheeky.
You feed her ticks.
Yeah,
you feed her ticks.
I got accused of being homophobic yesterday.
Did you?
Brilliant.
Because of your tick?
Yeah.
I didn't feed her that one.
I don't even know what I said.
I didn't
It
feed her
was
that
really,
one.
really funny. I know what you said, and it was hilarious. I was nearly crying because we had Heather on and another girl who had Tourette's, and they were just bouncing off each other. And it was, and my other half, bless him, turned around at one point. He's trying to build a spaceship on his game, and he turned around and had tears streaming down his face because of what the two of them were saying.
She doesn't mean to say it. And the thing is, my favourite one of Heather's ticks at the moment is Sharon, the dog's on the carpet. I just love it. And I'm sorry. I just accept everyone for who they are. And I know she doesn't, she doesn't mean to say it. It's a tick. And yeah.
I meant that word. I did mean that word.
No, she didn't. It was a tick. So, so I have Ord, should we say, and I have an internal jukebox. So everything is a song to me. So I do apologise if I give you earworms. But yeah.
Might I add though, guys, my auntie's gay, my best friend's pansexual, and my son's best carer is gay.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care what anyone's sexuality
the writer said? Did you hear that thing the writer said? They went, I ain't racist, my sister's a lesbian!
Oh God, yeah, the one with the 3 teeth.
Can you have Jackson. That? Can you have that as a tick now? Thank you very much.
Are you requesting ticks? Are you actually requesting, putting in requests for ticks for
She does, and she says it time and time again till I come out of it.
That's brilliant.
She's evil. She's a fucking cunt. Sorry.
That was a tick. Because I'm not one of them. Right. So, okay, this you might want to stick around because there's some other videos. So that's video number 1. We have another video.
I just do have a question. How long does she claim that she's been paralysed for? I can't.
Wow. 2 or 3 years. Depending on which story you've heard.
4 years at one stage, she said.
Hips down or waist down again? I can't remember.
Waist.
From the waist down.
Waist down.
So she'd even struggle to sit upright like she does without support behind her because the hip muscles and everything would just like... I don't really know how to describe it. I'm literally sat here doing it with my hands, but it's like it's not helpful to anyone because you can't see me. They almost like fold under themselves, a bit like almost like Play-Doh. They just don't have the.
They've got no upper core strength and no.
Yeah, there's no support
like mid-core strength
in the bottom muscles, so that'd be like.
She took my teeth. Who said that?
That was amazing. I have many, many more teeth than you. I have many, many more teeth than you. Okay, anyway, I'm going on.
That isn't even a lie, though, Sally.
She would struggle to sit upright the way she does as well if she's paralysed from the waist down.
And she would have AIDS. She would have the pulley thing above the bed.
Absolutely.
She would have
She would have the triangle over the bed. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called.
No, that's what I this thing.
Yeah, you all know what we mean. She would have slide sheets so that other people or she could transfer herself without risking...
And pat slide for seizures.
Yeah, because if you just drag yourself up the bed like that...
Oh, someone said gantry hoist.
Ah, that's the one. So she would have a gantry hoist, she would have slide sheets, because if you are genuinely paralysed, like she says, if you've got shorts or something like that on, and you pull yourself up the bed the way she does, you would risk shearing, tearing, and friction injuries to the skin, which, if you're constantly in bed, as most people would know, would consistently break down the skin and be a sepsis risk and all sorts of other risks. So why is she not moving up on slide sheets and so on and so forth?
Okay, apparently, in her live now, my harassment is being dealt with according to her live. Gio,
I don't
harassment is
really feel that this is harassment. I'm sorry, I don't. This is,
it's
calling out her
it's not
BS.
harassment.
No, and also, I'm sure we can ask for the recording that Gio had with the police officer who said we could do this, so I'm not really worried.
Nope.
Because everyone in the police calls
I literally don't
recorded.
care. I literally do not care.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't harassment have to be like you're literally saying it to her constantly? It's not classed as harassment if you're not saying it directly to her.
So harassment is classed as direct or indirect threats, or like going, for instance, sending her hate mail, things like that. That's harassment. But this is not harassment.
Yes, and none of this would fall under
to join.
Yeah, none of this would fall under harassment.
No.
Do you know what? Anyway, if they came round,
Gemma.
I might claim as a parent to disabled children limited capability and diminished responsibility to lack of sleep, as well as my own chronic health conditions. Thank you.
I'm just nuts, so yeah.
Well, I'm a bit crazy too, so I'm just going to pull the mental health card.
Let's all get
I'll just use my mental health to benefit me.
Exactly.
It don't do a great deal to benefit me. It'll get me out in trouble.
It could be it could be classed as a harassment tech in. Don't know what that means.
I'm presuming technically.
What does that mean?
It wouldn't even fall under malicious
technically it would be a
communications.
can of worms for her. Absolutely, Hannah. Absolutely. Because she would have to say that what I'm saying is not true. And I would
See, that's the thing. She'd have to prove that what we're saying is incorrect. Now, everyone's stating facts from their experience.
Also,
and I would ask for her medical records. I would ask my defence team for her medical records to prove that what I'm saying is not lying.
Also, can I add, guys, the fact that she engages and watches this disqualifies harassment, full stop.
Someone said she's treating it. Someone's put that's a normal glucose, Sally, isn't it? What was the glucose? What was the glucose levels? I don't know what you're saying.
This is going to be fun.
I do love it as a mum to 2 type 1 diabetic children. 3.7. Okay, for a non-diabetic, 3.7 is not low. Is not. We can be that, especially if we don't eat.
Exactly what I was about to say.
Anything 3.5 and above, isn't it? We can be. Also, if you are putting things in and sucking things out, you are causing your body to produce insulin. So you are causing hyperglycemic episodes.
For a non-diabetic, a treatable low is a 2.8 in children and a 3 in adults.
Because she is, she's not a type 1. Which is why we treat. So as type 1s, and people who are type 1 in here will verify, I'm a type 1 mum of 15 years. 4 is the floor for a reason. Our children or our adults have basal insulin still in the background that will pull the blood sugars down. So that's why we treat at 4. You don't have that. You don't have insulin constantly being artificially put into you. So 4 is a floor for a reason, because we have a basal, or if you're on a pump, then you have a constant bolus amount, but still set as a basal. That is why you have to treat it, because obviously if you didn't, it would pull you down more. And voila, thank you. I thank you.
Also, she claims that she has reactive. So for her to continuously keep putting the glucose down, she knows herself that she will have rebound lows. And that's what she's doing. Rather than having a feed on for maintaining glucose level, she's bolusing herself with glucose, which is causing a peak for then a fall.
Katma, can you send it me on my phone so I can put it up? Please, that would be lovely. She pretends to have lawyers that she's taken legal action, and I can assure you she's not. I have.
But if she's got no money and she's constantly trying to get money off of other people, how's she paying these lawyers?
You can't even buy yourself monster drinks. How are you going to get a lawyer?
Also, if you are a diabetic, should you really be drinking energy drinks that are so high in sugar?
Again, you shouldn't. Even though she says they're sugar-free, sugar-free things still affect my children's blood glucose. The sweeteners in it do affect it, and I know that sounds
sugar-free doesn't always mean glucose-free, might I add.
Especially if it's like a monster energy drink.
Sweeteners do also raise blood glucose, so it's not.
The odd one here and there is not going to do you any harm.
No.
Or
absolutely not.
Everything in moderation.
But it's not the odd one,
I used to, once a week, I would give my diabetic gentleman a piece of chocolate cake because it was moderated. But should he have done it? Probably not. But whatever.
Obviously, he would be type 2.
He was type 2, yes.
So
he was type 2.
For my children, anything they eat has to be carb counted and insulin appropriate for. And they're both, even though they're diabetic,
for my son.
Even though they're both diabetic and they're both type 1s, their insulin ratios for carb to insulin ratios or correction ratios, both of them are massively different. Hugely. I can't, and it's horrible because I'm like a constant calculator weighing cereal and going, oh yeah, put that in.
See, whereas my son is, he reacts to carbs, so we have to carb count to make sure he has X amount of carbs and X amount of protein to cancel out the carbs. And that's what she's claiming she's reacting to, carbs. So why is she putting all this glucose down her body
so she's doing it
when she should know?
But what carbs is she eating? Because
so hang on, 1 second.
The monster drinks are carb.
The monster drinks are 5 grams of carbs. So your body, as soon as you go to eat or drink, produces a little bit of insulin if you're not type 1. If you're type 2, obviously your body is insulin resistant, but you still produce it. So as soon as before you've even got it to your mouth, your body goes, oh, hang on a minute, I know what she's doing here. I need to produce some insulin. So it starts producing it. Now, the monster drinks she drinks are 5 grams of carbs, right? So she's putting that in her mouth in this instance, and she's draining it straight back out. Her body is producing insulin and she is draining it out. So she is causing reactive lows.
I don't understand how she hasn't genuinely made herself really, really, really unwell. With all the stuff the stuff that she is pumping into herself and the things she's doing to her body, just excuse my daughter burping in the background for anyone who heard. That was absolutely vile.
Excuse you. Yeah, we start digesting, but as soon as our body's really clever. It starts producing the minute we smell food because you produce saliva, and that's when it produces a little bit of insulin. And then obviously as you do more and it goes down into your gut, then it produces more. But what she is doing is going to cause your blood sugars to drop. It's not about sugars, it's about carbs.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realise that carbs, when they metabolize, they actually turn into a sugar that our body is, the non-diabetic body is able to process, and it stores itself in our liver for when we need it.
If she's claiming, which she has done in the past, that she has a reactive type, then every ounce, milligram of carbs she takes, she knows she runs the risk of increasing that blood sugar too high for it to come crashing down.
Because she's got no carbs in her body as well to stop it. She is literally causing spikes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So she's causing her insulin to rise and her glucose to rise, and then because there's nothing to taper it out a bit, she's dropping.
Right, let me just, I've got to go onto the I've just got to go onto the Discord. 1 second, I've got to go onto the Discord, so I'm going to hide it because, you know, people, I'm saving people's, Okay, I'm going to bring this up. Oh, have I lost it? Oh, crap, not again.
So, for the sugar thing, to put it in a bit of better perspective, so, say for instance, you're drinking coffee all day long, and that's what your body's used to. You're going to drink a cup of coffee, but the next day you're going to need 2 to feel better. Next day you'll need 3. That's what she's doing.
Right. I don't think you can see this. I'm going to have to read it, but you can read it for yourself. One of the monitors that she says she has is a Libra.
I can't see that. It's really small.
Yeah, I'm going to read it. You can go on to the... If I tell you what it is, because I don't want to make it too big because the person's name who sent me it is on there.
I get you. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be doxing people, okay?
Put a sticker over their name, Sally, because somebody else can zoom in that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That person, you can't see the person that I've put. Daisy's not their name, that's the person whose comment it is. So she has been also using icons, or circular as well. They look like a Libra, and obviously she puts plasters on them.
I'm on that.
Right? Okay, so it does actually say... the reviews are absolutely awful. You need to go and get the reviews. It says, I'm absolutely appalled by the inaccuracy of the CGM. It's displaying results so wildly off. According to it, I should have been pronounced dead already. Additionally, the companion app is complete failure. Despite turning off all alerts through both app and iPhone, the alarm persistently blared every 2 minutes with entirely low false readings. It's utterly scandalous that such a dangerous faulty sensors are allowed on the market. This isn't a minor inconvenience, it's a severe hazard for anyone managing serious diabetes. Selling a product this unreliable is downright irresponsible and can have life-threatening consequences. Therefore, you need to go and get the reviews, love.
I can actually second that. This is what I was saying on Emily's live last night. I ended up taking mine off my arm because it was alerting me that I was low when my sugars were like 5.6. And it just alarmed constantly saying I was low when I actually wasn't low. And then when I was low, it didn't alarm. So I ripped the bloody thing off.
Okay, you can see these. Oh, I did just do it there. Secret Squirrel said, totally inaccurate readings. Bought 2 sensors. First fell off after 24 hours. It was inaccurate when compared with blood testing. Around 2 full points. I.e. sensor would read 5 and then the blood test would show 7. After the first fell off, I replaced it with a second sensor. I can't see them all, but I'm guessing she said it was equally as shit. Bear with. No. Ooh, did it again. Sorry. Fell off after 24 hours. Was inaccurate when compared with blood testing. Around 2 full points. Oh, that's the same one. Oh, no, it wasn't. No. After it fell off, I replaced it with a second sensor. This seems to be more inaccurate than the first. This was sending alarms that bloods were 2.8 when the blood test, that's i.e. a finger prick, because obviously this sits in the interstitial fluid, so there is a delay. The blood test showed 5.9, but not that much of a delay. So all in all, not accurate enough to be viable. I've tried a couple of different CGMs. I'm quite realistic about the limits. But this one is quite bad, to the point of being useless. After installation, very soon was obvious that the measurements were somewhere between 0.8 and 1 millimole higher than real. Not terrible, but far from optimal. After 5 days, the readings started to be quite inconsistent with weird picks and dips. Picks and dips?
Yeah, so what it does, Sally, is it shows that you're really, really high and then it shows you really, really low. It's an awful CGM and I would not recommend it to anybody.
And we do know she's used this and she said that she has. And the inaccuracy levels went up to 2 millimole. At that point, I decided it was totally useless. I took it off. In the positives, I would say the package instructions and setup process was good. And it's really waterproof, so you can shower yourself with it, but you can't get good readings from it, apparently.
But if you don't want to die, don't use it.
So we know that she's doing that one. So as I said before, just because you hear alarms doesn't mean to say that someone is low. Because I can set my children's CGMs to alarm me at 8 if I really wanted to. I mean, there wouldn't be any point, but I could. So, yeah, it says, you're good, you can shower with it, don't trust your life with it. So, yeah, so that's that one. Right, Heather, the reason I picked this next video is because... Oh, God, Sally, what are you doing? Because of the bed.
Alright, love.
Is that your bed?
Yep.
You know, like them books that go, That's not my unicorn. Heather, is that your bed?
That's my bed. It's brown and shiny.
It's brown and shiny. Okay, so Heather has proved on many occasions.
She just stood up then as well.
This is the bed. But don't worry. Did we miss it?
The bed makes a really annoying buzzing noise. Really annoying buzzing noise. So if anyone has ever heard that buzzing noise on her lives, it's the bed.
She actually said on one of them, whoever that was, you completed a journey. Sorry about that, whoever sent me that, but you completed a journey on your 360. Right, bear with, let's go.
Any more, darling. Lovely, but yeah. I do have help with carers, but transferring with a banana board is independent. So yeah, it's classed as an independent transfer, but yeah.
Can I just say,
How did she do that?
why are her jumpers and that so high up for a wheelchair user? Why are her tops and that so high up for a wheelchair user?
Someone's asking, is the bed buzzing a pressure bed?
No, so it's an electrical bed, and there was, I don't know what it was, there was something with the motor underneath that every now and again, if it's been left plugged in too long, it used to go, oh, it's horrible, horrible.
She came off alive the other day because she said the bed was making a noise.
But it's
Someone
not,
must have
it's
got
not the bed I
screen
sold her,
cord. She
remember?
actually came off the bed because she said it was too noisy. Because you said, how's the noise on the bed? Is it annoying you? She's like, I don't know who Heather is.
It's really freaking annoying, I will say that. I used to unplug the stupid thing.
No, I've not seen her live. I'm not cam 2ing because I'm not producing hate. I'm just literally showing you facts.
Let's do it, love.
I've just had the message to say the showers should be working now, so shower away. Woo-hoo. How exciting. I'm not going to use it just yet though.
Yeah, because you're here with me.
How exciting though.
Good.
That bit you mean?
Little things in life.
When she very first, like right at the very start of the video,
from someone that can't shower anymore, darling.
But if you look from the way she's bent,
hang on, where's from the
first when she very first gets in the chair, a bit further. There.
And again, we can.
She stood up there.
She stood up. She's using the foot plates to shove herself back by standing up. So, like, you know, if you're sat on a chair and you've got your feet on the floor, but you're not quite at the back, you sort of push yourself, stand up a bit, push yourself back with your feet, and then go back down. That's what she's doing there, using the foot plates of the chair.
That's exactly how my son moves himself back in his wheelchair, and he is not paralysed.
And can we just say, this is not against the Chronically. I'm going to keep saying this today because I've had so many and someone's done a video. This is not against the chronic illness community. This applies to nobody else. This applies to a person that has said they are paralysed from the waist down and have no feeling because of the last thing that she said was a hypoxic brain injury.
Because, I mean, a lot of people need to realise as well, a lot of the people in these comments have chronic illnesses, myself included, which is why I don't really do the care anymore. I have chronic illness, not to the extent that you guys, mine's just fibroid, but, you know, we have either experienced by working or having family members or living these experiences. It's not hate against the chronic illness community at all.
Yes, Journable Sophie, bear with, I'll get Gio to add you up. Heather, is that your chair?
That would be, my darling.
Because you can kind of see it.
Funny that, isn't it?
Look, is that your chair?
That would be my son's ex-chair, and if you look, she doesn't fit in that one correctly either, because my son is bigger than her.
Is that your chair? Yep, okay, so that's Heather's bed, and that's Heather's chair, right, okay. So
Going to my mum's for a shower.
Yeah.
Before anyone says, you're dirty.
Well, I literally can't shower, darling, so imagine how I feel, like, literally.
Honestly, I think I had a strip wash once or twice. And
sorry, lady in the box, hang on, 1 second, name. Kylie? Love that name. Kylie's a legend.
Yeah, that's me.
Yep. So, can we... Yeah, yeah, can we, my sister said, don't say just try, bro, because it's debilitating. So can I just confirm something? Is there any reason she can't shower? Because I've got like a shower seat, and like she would have a wet room that she could shower in. Why wouldn't you be able to shower?
There is absolutely no reason with any of those tubes that she has, if they are legitimate or otherwise. There is absolutely zero reason she could not be helped in the shower. As long as there was myself and another person, I would absolutely be able to get her in a shower chair and give her a full shower for as long as she felt that she was necessary. Her saying, I can't shower, no.
Somebody's saying, she said she can't shower because of her femoral line. There's cupboards for a femoral line if she has a femoral line. That is bollocks. Yeah. You can shower and not shower that part, but you can wet wash, whatever you call it.
You can get special bags for lines, for like PICC lines, femoral lines, permeable stoma bags. You can get certain bags that it's like a plastic bag. You put the item in it, and then it sort of sticks round the entry port to keep everything all nice and dry. There's no reason she cannot get in the shower.
The Observer, providing you with the latest TikTok drama from across the UK.